Imagine driving your brand new Chevrolet Silverado or Cadillac Escalade, only for the engine to fail unexpectedly. This alarming scenario has become a reality for thousands of General Motors vehicle owners. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, has launched an investigation into around 877,000 GM vehicles due to catastrophic engine failures. The models affected include some of GM's most popular vehicles, such as the Chevrolet Silverado, GMC Sierra, Tahoe, Suburban, Yukon, and Cadillac Escalade. All these vehicles are equipped with the L87 6.2-liter V8 engine, a powerful engine that was meant to be one of GM's engineering triumphs. Instead, it is now at the heart of a growing crisis. The investigation was prompted by numerous reports of engine failures, including bearing failures that lead to engine seizures. These failures often leave drivers stranded on the side of the road, unable to move their vehicles. The scope of the problem is massive, affecting almost 900,000 vehicles, and it's sparking widespread concern among GM customers. For many owners, this issue goes beyond just a mechanical breakdown. It's a question of safety, reliability, and the future of the GM brand itself. When your vehicle's engine fails without warning, it's not just an inconvenience, it's a safety hazard. Imagine driving down the highway at 60 miles per hour, only to have your engine seize and leave you stranded. Not only does this scenario place you in danger, but it can also increase the risk of accidents, particularly if the engine failure occurs in traffic. The situation gets even worse when the engine failure happens without any prior indication, leaving the driver unable to take preventive action, like pulling over to the side of the road. This issue isn't just about a vehicle malfunctioning, it's about public safety. Drivers of GM vehicles with the faulty 6.2-liter V8 engine have reported being left in dangerous situations, with some even expressing how helpless they felt when their vehicle suddenly stopped working. The loss of power means you cannot move your vehicle out of harm's way, making you vulnerable in traffic. For many, this unexpected engine failure represents a more significant issue than just a bad day on the road. It's a matter of trust in the reliability of a vehicle that should be dependable. One of the most likely culprits behind the engine failures is GM's active fuel management of AFM system. This technology was introduced to improve fuel efficiency by deactivating certain engine cylinders when they are not needed, like when the vehicle is cruising at a constant speed. In theory, AFM helps save fuel and reduce emissions. However, in practice, the system appears to cause significant problems in the affected 6.2-liter V8 engines. Many experts suspect that the AFM system leads to oil starvation. When cylinders are deactivated, the engine's oil flow may become uneven or insufficient, depriving essential parts like the bearings of the proper lubrication they need to function smoothly. Over time, this oil starvation can cause the bearings to fail, and when the bearings fail, it can lead to complete engine failure. The AFM system was intended to enhance efficiency, but in this case, it might be doing more harm than good. GM has a history of problems with AFM-related lifter issues in other engines, which raises further concerns. The company has been aware of these problems for years, but the fact that they continue to surface in the 6.2-liter V8 engine shows that there may be deeper systemic issues with the way GM handles this technology. Another major contributor to the engine failures is the oiling system. For any engine to run efficiently, it needs a steady and reliable flow of oil to lubricate its components and keep them from grinding against each other. However, if the oiling system is flawed or disrupted, engine components can start to wear down much faster than they should. In the case of the L87 6.2-liter V8 engine, many owners have reported oil starvation, which is likely a key factor in the engine failures. Oil starvation can cause severe damage to internal components, especially the bearings. When the bearings wear down due to insufficient lubrication, the engine can seize completely. This creates a situation where the vehicle is no longer drivable, leaving the owner stranded and facing costly repairs. It's an unfortunate irony that a vital system, designed to protect the engine, might actually be its Achilles heel. In addition to the technical issues with the AFM and oiling systems, many GM customers have voiced concerns about the overall build quality of the 6.2-liter 5.8 engines. There has been a noticeable shift in the durability of GM engines in recent years. Longtime GM owners who remember the rock-solid performance of older V8 models are particularly disappointed by the repeated engine failures in newer models. Some customers have shared stories of having multiple engine replacements in the same vehicle. One example includes a Silverado owner whose engine failed within just 3 months of purchasing the vehicle. After struggling with GM for a replacement, the new engine failed as well. This recurring issue has made it difficult for many customers to trust the current generation of GM engines. The build quality seems to have declined, and it's unclear why GM hasn't made the necessary improvements to prevent these failures from occurring. The financial burden of engine failure can be staggering. Repair costs can exceed $20,000, especially when the engine needs to be completely replaced. For many GM owners, this is a huge financial setback. Adding insult to injury, some owners report that their warranty claims were denied, leaving them to cover the costs themselves. This has created a growing sense of anger and resentment among GM customers who feel betrayed by the company. The emotional toll is just as significant as the financial burden. Imagine purchasing a high-end vehicle like the Chevrolet Silverado, only to have the engine fail without warning. The constant stress of wondering whether your vehicle will break down next, combined with the financial strain of paying for repairs, creates a difficult situation for many owners. This frustration is evident in online forums, where GM owners vent their frustrations and share their horror stories with others facing similar issues. As the scope of the engine failure problem grows, there are increasing calls for legal action. Some GM owners are hoping for a class action lawsuit that will force the company to take responsibility for the defective engines. If the NHTSA's investigation confirms that the 6.2-liter V8 engine is inherently flawed, GM could be required to issue a recall. A recall of this magnitude would likely be expensive, and it could severely damage GM's reputation. Additionally, the company could face penalties for failing to adequately address the issue earlier. For GM to regain the trust of its customers, it must take swift and decisive action. First and foremost, GM needs to address the root causes of the engine failures. This may involve redesigning or even eliminating the AFM system to prevent oil starvation. The company must also overhaul the oiling system to ensure that engine components are adequately lubricated. These technical fixes will go a long way in solving the engine problems, but GM also needs to offer transparency and accountability. A key part of rebuilding trust will be offering extended warranties for affected vehicles and providing clear communication about the fixes being implemented. By taking these steps, GM can show customers that they are serious about addressing the issue and that they stand behind their vehicles. Customers value transparency and honesty, especially when trust has been damaged. What do you think? Can GM recover from this crisis, or has the damage already been done? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this developing situation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.